Evening all. Anyway, back in the cab, normality has resumed. And I've got a dirty little Norwich into Wellingborough. Hey! And it is the placing Norwich that's got the nice tight back way. Gotta be careful how you say that, haven't you? Depends on who's listening. Who stuck that? Ew. It amazes me sometimes. You get into these vehicles and you can understand a little bit of, you know, food sticky on the buttons on here, you know, somebody's got dirty thumbs and they're using the buttons, whatever, but it's when it's on there. It's you sit there and you think, how do people eat? Do they just trough in, you know, just scoop it out and get it everywhere? I mean, crikey. Didn't your parents teach you how to eat without a bib before you grew up, you know, before you left home? I mean, god damn. But anyway, it's a nice sunny day. Haven't got too many more of those left this year, I know that much. Got to be careful because I don't want to give away the logos. Oh dear. Why is it they had to put logos right on the back of the paperwork? It's just, oh, really? I finally got used to it. There was nothing on the back, then all of a sudden, right, let's change it, put it all on the back. Oh. But anyway, whatever. Somebody stoved in the passenger door on this vehicle. Now this is one of the larger Actrosses, the ones that are going back. And so what's happening is they all get repaired, they all get fixed up, because under the terms of the hire contract, we have to, or the company I should say, has to give these back in the same condition they got them, just with higher mileage on. So everything has to be fixed. Which is one of the reasons why, if you're looking to be an owner driver or you're running a relatively small company and you want a cheap second-hand unit that's well looked after, go big blue chip companies. Simple fact is, under the terms of their hire agreements, rental agreements, all the vehicles have to be given back in pristine condition. Obviously it's just the mileage that's gone up. And you get whole new back plates put on the cabs, you get new doors if needed. I mean, that one's stoved in where they've slammed it into a bollard. You get new front corners, lights, everything's replaced. So you are literally getting a fully fixed, repair, you know, mint condition, just 500,000-600,000 kilometres on it. So there's a little tip for you. But yeah, we've been fixing these up, getting ready to send them back, because I think it's where they get to about 500,000, and this one's 472,000 at the moment. We fix them all up, and there've been paint guys in, there've been all those kind of people working in the yards fixing them up. I've come out to this one, walked around to the passenger door and gone, oh, somebody spun that into a bollard, haven't they? Whoops. So yeah, that's going to have made that person flavour of the month, I know that much. But anyway, I'm going to crack on. Bugger off to Norwich. made it, got in without causing any damage. It's odd, because obviously I'm in the larger Actros. You're looking in the mirror and it's just a little bit disorientating in that one compared to the shorter cab ones. And you're looking at it and you're thinking, crikey, I'm on top of it. Then you look at that one and you got about that much room. It's like, oh, I can go over a bit. I can understand how people do take out the corners, especially considering that second one is slightly bent out as well. But yeah, it's odd. It's one of the things you guys, if you're starting out trucking, you're going to have to get used to. Is if you get a smaller cab, it's far easier than when you're in a taller cab, because the front blind spot mirror, or cleavage mirror, as I call it, it looks odd. It looks out when you're in a taller cab, and so you have to keep looking at your curb mirror to judge. You can't just look at one style thing, and it's just something that I kind of thought about when I was going in a moment ago. But it is odd. It is odd. And anyway, made it successfully here, and it's still sunny. It's not raining yet, although there are a few clouds on the horizon. Ooh, blimey, that really is a dark cloud. Crikey, when that hits, that's definitely rain. Definitely. But, oh dear. Yes, suddenly realised. That was a bit of an odd noise from me, wasn't it? Somebody asked me to point out how useless Mercedes cup holders are. Now, in the Actros, Axor, I'm in an Actros at the moment. In the Axor, they really are cack, because you get two up there. Now, they are doubled up. They're exactly the same as the ones down there, but there is another cup holder by the handbrake, so I shall show you on this. As you can see, now that it's there, that's the cup holder by the parking brake, obviously. And to be fair, it's not too bad. The issue with it is that if this is relatively full and you have to, you know, stop and start again because somebody pulls out in front of you, it can do that. It can go whoops daisy because of how it's shaped. There's far more support there than there is there, for obvious reasons. The dash goes up. But what's behind it? That's the clearance you've got. Virtually none. So when your Costa is in place, or whatever it is you drink, you've got to go to the hazards. You've got to go around it, otherwise you're going to go whoops straight into it style thing. So when you try to hit the hazards when things are slowing down in front of you, all of a sudden, whoops a daisy. But anyway, these ones are absolutely and utterly useless. I mean, that one there isn't too bad, but too much play. This one, that's for a bottle. The issue is, I've got a bottle down here in, look, a bottle holder. Isn't that odd? Look, a bottle holder. So you get your square bottomed bottle. Nope. That one, yeah, squeeze it in. It'll hold it, but completely distort the bottle. And that is completely pointless, considering bottle holder. Hey! But yeah, this one, if you brake, if you start, if you do anything, it will just go everywhere. That one, it'll hold it to a degree, but if you've got too much in there, it will give you the same kind of issue as there. So they are a bit cack. I mean, that should really be kind of up to about there. It shouldn't be as shallow as it is. But to be fair, it's perfectly fine if they hadn't have put the blasted hazard and lift axle buttons behind it. But as you've seen, I actually use the bottle holder and the smaller bottle holder, if you want to call it that, to just hold the phone. I literally just bung my phone in there and forget about it. But there you go, that's what's inside the Actros. Now, where I put my Costa next to the parking brake, it is actually quite a good holder. But it does make the Costa, well, it does put the Costa in the way. It's as simple as that. It's a bit of a stupid design, but it will hold. It'll hold. The Axor, when I next get one, I'll show you. Basically, the bottle holders I put my phone in down there, that's all you get, and it's on the top of the dash as well. And neither of them are deep enough, and they are both too wide to hold things like that. So they are a bit crap, to be absolutely fair. But somebody asked me to do something on them, you know, show you them, and I don't understand why they are that big where I put my phone, why they are that big. I mean, I suppose if you've got a relative sized jar that you're bunging in there, fine, but it's too shallow to hold a 2 litre cola bottle, it's too wide to hold an average cup. So it's a bit bonkers. Somebody didn't use the old noodle. But yeah, when I get an Axor, I'll show you where you put the cups. And they really are crap. I mean, this one's alright. This one's passable. You just don't want to use the hazard. But anyway, I suppose I should go and see how they're getting on. I've got a phone before going to Wellingborough. Make sure that the Wellingborough thing is still on. And if anybody's curious, I do scratch my nose, rub my nose quite a large amount. I have an allergy to cats. We have cats, and I don't think the camera's going to pick this up, but the cat was sleeping on my top last night. So, although I've had a loratadine, I'm still kind of, because of the fur, because I have an allergy to cats. Bert wanted cats. Guess what? We got cats. There we go. Anyway, I shall see you in a bit. Well, that's me on my break. Lovely davely. Opposite a pig farm by the looks of it. Wonderful. But I got me HMRC bills just come through, just been confirmed. Just got enough to cover the HMRC VAT and accountancy costs. I have about £2 left over. I did it. Done it, just. So I've survived. Another good piece of news is one of the business ventures I've got planned. The financier has green-lighted it. I've still got a long way to go yet. Well, myself and Simon and my other half is involved in it as well. We've still got quite a way to go yet. But financing isn't going to be the issue. So that's a bonus. Hopefully next year is going to be good. Good, very good. I can actually start worrying about sorting out all my finances for next year now, because I've done them for this year. It's done. Well, I say done, I've got 2 more weeks. I get paid from last week obviously, and then this week, paid the week after, and then that's it. Done. I just have to worry about having enough left over. So, bonus. I can concentrate on saving and sorting out for my quiet time now. Oh dear. It's been an ongoing battle, I tell you that. It's been an ongoing onslaught. I actually had enough to cover it at the end of last week. Unfortunately, Bert needed £400. So I had to free up £400. but I'm there. I don't care. I've done it. I mean, the accountancy costs, he can wait a while. Like I'll pay him when I can. But yay! That's a bit. That's. The issue is that my financial year, or my HMRC, becomes due on the last day of October. Usually, I get how much I owe by about June, because I always ask for it early so I know where I stand. Well, it's the, what's the date today? I've forgotten. It's the 4th of October, and I've just got how much I owe. So I'm a bit annoyed that it's taken this long, but well, there you go. Does happen. Does happen. Yes. And now that's done. The battle is over and the war is won. He says, hopefully. But no, I want to talk about something, because now I can start focusing on other things. I know that might sound a bit bizarre to some people. Haven't you been focusing on everything anyway? No. I've cut myself off. I've done, obviously, me bits and bobs, me odds and sods for YouTube. But I've cut myself off of thinking of everything else, because it's just too much. Piece of advice to all the young who are watching at the moment. Sometimes the best thing to do is pick the hardest one, the one that needs to get done, and just focus on that. Sod everything else. But now it's all the weight is just gone. See you later, bye-bye. And I can do what I need to do. So now I can start looking at other things. And I want to start talking about project cars, for example. Now that's not the one that's got the financing. Okay? If I do anything with project cars, that's off my own back, and that's however far into the distance. But you've got a lot of programs these days, from Car SOS to Wheeler Dealers to, well, Fast and Loud, Misfit Garage. I think the list goes on. And one thing that always bugs me is they never tell you how to buy the car, if that makes sense. They say, oh well, I've been scrolling through Auto Trader or Car and Classic or wherever they've gone, and I found loads of cars, but they're not in the right price range. Well, I found one in the right price range. They go and they test drive, and there's a little knock from the gearbox, there's a little pull on the steering wheel, there's a heat issue, and we can get that sorted out, and so on and so forth, and off they go. But there is so much more to it than that. And it bugs me. Because with the upshoot and the uptake of all of these car programs, everybody sitting at home sits there and thinks, oh, I can do that. And off they run, and they go and do it, and then they realise they've bought a rock box. They realise they've bought something that, oh, they can't do. And the thing is, I've noticed this a lot. It's been flashing up on various social media bits and bobs I do, and my own personal private Facebook. And it's barn finds. Now, a barn find, strictly speaking, is a vehicle found in a barn or a garage or some sort of cover. And I'm seeing vehicles advertised that have been sitting in a hedgerow for 12 years as barn finds. No. I saw one, I think it was a TR6, off the top of my head, I think it was a TR6. And it was a barn find, with a hedgerow growing through it. There are some cars that you will not save, okay? And there are some cars that won't even make parts cars. If you see an advert for a vehicle that you really love, you really want to own, whatever it is, and it's way within your budget, but it's got a hedge growing through it, don't do it. Don't go anywhere near it. I know that might sound like common sense, but seriously, don't do it. It's, you know, that's not a barn find, that's just a wreckage. You know, it's a soft top. It's missing its roof. There's a hedge growing through the centre of it. There's structural issues there you will not fix. Done. It's gone. See you later. Bye bye. You were a nice car once. Now you are scrap. But one of the major ones, I'll just close that. One of the major ones is you're looking for a project car. You go on caringclassic.co.uk or classic car, whatever, and you see all the adverts. Let's say you're looking for a Rover SD1 for argument's sake. You're looking at all the adverts and you find one. Good project car, da, 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 da. But the person selling it is being aggressive in their style. You know, they're making themselves out to be some expert in it. They've got loads of them. You know, SD1, Special Division 1, if you say SDI, I'm not going to bother with you, and all that kind of stuff. Don't buy from those people. Because it's always a case of, oh, well, it was a project, but another project has forced my hand, I've got to sell it, and if you don't know what you're talking about, I'm going to slam the door in your face, I don't want any of... Just ignore them, seriously. You know, all the people in that world who restore cars will not buy from them. The only people that are going to buy from them are those who get conned and think, well, he obviously knows what he's talking about. You know, he's obviously, you know, dealt with this for many years. I mean, look at how he's, you know, coming across. There's a reason he's coming across like that. It's because he's gone out, he's got a vehicle, he's turned out to be an absolute dog. And he's decided, well, there's no way I'm selling this to somebody who knows what they're talking about, so now I've got to look like I'm the expert. You know, a bit of cut and paste from Wikipedia. And really aggressive stance, you know, it makes you feel like if you don't know what you're talking about, he's just going to buy, see you later, I'm not going to sell it to you. Always be careful of those. Always be careful of the ones where another project forces sale. Why? You've bought a project vehicle. I've actually seen it before. Somebody had, it was a Capri, I think it was a Brooklands, and they were restoring it. And they said another Capri, I think it was a 3 litre, something like that, I can't remember exactly what one it was, but another Capri was forcing their hand. They needed to sell. Why? It's the Brooklands. You want to restore that one. That's got the big money in it. So always, when you're looking for the adverts, always look. If it's run out of money, illness forces sale, you know, that kind of thing, then fair enough. I mean, people running out of money on projects, it happens all the time. I've run out of money on a project before now. It happens all the time. But it's when you get the really aggressive kind of sales techniques, or another project forces sale. Well, what? If you do this, if it's what you do, and you think, well, I've got another project, I'll concentrate on that one. You stall the one that you were doing. You've got money into it. Oh, well, I'm trying to sell it to free up money to do this other project, but you've got money in that one. You know, you're only going to get the money back that you've put into that. You're probably going to lose on it. Now, if it's a company, like, you know, Fast and Loud, for example, like Richard Rawlings thing, then yeah, okay, they're going to be flipping cars, but they're not going to have done anything to the cars they're flipping. They're going to buy some barn find, clean it off, make sure it turns over, and then flog it. It's not going to have been a project that they're now stopping so as they can do another one, because they won't make money on a half-finished project. It doesn't happen. So I'm always dubious when I see stuff like that. I look for the run out of money, illness forces sale, an actual bona fide barn find. But if ever you're looking for it and you think you've found this expert because of the aggressive nature of his ad, no, you've come across a person who wants to think they know everything, but they've bitten off more than they can chew, and they know they can't sell it to somebody who knows what they're doing. Because those aggressive ads do not attract people who know what they're doing. You know, we don't want to deal with them. We see straight through them. So all of a sudden it's like, oh well, you know, he's got quite a few other SD1s, he knows all the history about it, he knows what he's doing, he's quite obviously, you know, I'll go down there, I've researched, right, I'm looking at this, I've checked that, I've knocked this, yeah, I'll buy it, yeah. Oh, it's a rot box. Oh, it's a massive piece of crap. Oh, I need another mortgage to finish it. He knows it. That's why he's getting rid of it. But always be careful when you're looking down through the adverts. And look for certain phrases, look for certain buzzwords. If it's a company, then fair enough. The company is going to be selling it at an inflated price. But they're flipping cars to finish off other projects, to finish off other things. It's not a half-finished project that they're getting rid of. The other thing is structural. You know, if it's a half-finished project and they've done a new paint job on it and they've got some, you know, they've done the metal work, they've done the paint work, that's expensive. That's very expensive. And then they're flogging it. Why? You know, you've done the paint work, obviously you've done all the body work, you've done the metal work, you've got a new coat of paint on it, the interior you just clip back in, the engine you put on, wiring loom you do, and then you flog it. If you've got to the point where you've done the paint and you haven't run out of money or illness isn't forcing sale, it's another project is forcing really? You're over that finishing line now, you've done the structural, now it's just as mechanics. It's clipping everything back in. And the other thing is, it's, oh yeah, engine runs. Yeah, an engine with a cracked engine block will run, but it's done. So you've always got to be careful. Always try and look for the genuine ones of the I've got an illness, I've run out of money. They're being honest. You know, they bit off more than they could chew. They've run out of money, whatever, you know, kids got to go through college, whatever. They're being honest. It's when, oh well, you know, I got a Capri, but another Capri forces sale because I want to do another project. I'm halfway through this one. What's wrong with it? Because there's something wrong with it. By all means go and have a look, but is there some structural kind of flexibility in it that shouldn't be there? And there was one person I heard of through a friend of mine. Didn't know them, I had no idea who this person was. I heard of them. What they used to do was they'd go around and they would find two identical classic cars. One that's got a front end smush, one that had a rear end smush or something like that. And they'd cut them in half. They'd do all the metal work, weld them back together. Then they'd put a nice fresh coat of paint on it. They'd make it look all lovely. You know, and obviously by the time they'd done the bodywork, you know, the paint, you couldn't see any welds on it. Even underneath, they'd all smoothed it off, lovely jubbly. And then they'd sell it with an engine in it, with the interior in it, but with all these spare parts. Maybe another engine. They had a parts car, and they weighed the parts car in once they stripped all the usable parts off of it, and they're just selling it as a whole, you know, bulk load. You know, you buy the car and you get all these spare parts with it. It was cut and shut. It was two cars in one, but of course the engine matched the plate number. And you had all these spare parts. But the spares car had been weighed in, because obviously they'd stripped it of everything that was usable and they just weighed the rest in, whatever, you know, scrapped it. And they made a pretty penny on doing that. So there's always those kind of alarm bells should ring when you're looking for project cars. It's like with Stuart, he talked to loads of people, not just me, but a few of his other friends who deal with cars anyway, and he spent ages looking for that 944. He asked every conceivable question you could imagine about what he should look for, about what it should sound like, about, you know, advertising wording and everything, from me to his mates to everyone. And he ultimately ended up buying an MOT failure that wasn't an MOT failure. He drives around in it. He bought a 944 2.5 inline 4 for about 1,500, 1,600 quid. He's probably got about £1,000 in it now, to be fair, and he's still got quite a bit to do to, you know, tart it up to make it look good. You look for a drivable, usable, daily driver. He uses it for work. 94425, roughly the same age, for under £2,500. He's not going to be drivable. So he's just basically bought a car. You know, he wanted a project and he bought a car. Cheeky sod. That's Stuart's luck, you know. But I see all these programs and they go round and oh well, we found this car. They don't show you all the other cars they go and see. They just show you the one they're going to buy. They don't talk you through, oh well, you want to watch out for that advert because again, they'll be showing you an advert and it's going to be somebody's advert who could see the program and then sue them. So they don't show you all of that. So you go along, you find your car and it's like, yeah, you take it for a test drive, there's a bit of a knock, there's a bit of a pull. It's a project car, it's going to have issues. And you think, yeah, that'll be fine, and you have a look underneath it. Do you take a magnet with you? Oh, there's another one, take a magnet with you. Bung it on all the areas that you know would usually have rot, see whether it's filler. Magnet doesn't stick to filler. Don't take a strong magnet. You know, you don't want one of those deep sea diving magnets, that'll stick to filler because it'll go through the filler. You just want an average, you know, like a kid's magnet, for example. See whether it sticks. And if it doesn't, walk away. Unless, of course, you don't mind doing body work and you're fine with that. But it's just so many things I see, because a number of my friends do it. They go out and they find a car and they strip it down and it's holier than thou. It's just knackered. Oh, but the bloke who sold it seemed to know what he was talking about. Give me any subject you want. I'll Wikipedia it, and I'll do it off the top of my head a week later, after I've done all the research. I'll seem to know what I'm talking about. I won't know anything about the subject. You know, so you've always got to be careful with project cars. You've always got to have that, what you're looking for. It might be your dream car. It's like mine is a 72 O.T.R Riviera. Okay, the 71 had issues with the vents. About 60 miles an hour it would pull all the fumes in. Give you a bit of a whoo as you're driving along. And the 73, obviously the safety legislation in America changed, so they changed the shape of it, they changed the bumper, and it just doesn't look right. To me personally, it just doesn't, the 73 just doesn't look right. So for me it's a 72 O.T.R Riviera. I love them. Absolutely adore them. And I know that if I went to view one that was within my price range, I'd probably let it off of a few issues that I wouldn't let, say, a 70s Chevy Nova off for. Just because, you know, it's the car I want. So I know the feeling behind it. I know the entire, ooh, it's a car I've always wanted. And you just overlook certain things. Of course, when you get to see them, you're going to. But when you're looking at the adverts, ignore the aggressive ones, ignore the, it's not really a genuine reason for a sale kind of ones, you know. If it's out of money, illness, it was dad's, he passed away, that kind of thing, fine. But there's a certain feeling to some adverts I see every so often when I'm wasting time looking through adverts. You know, just thinking about what I could have. And they're nasty. They're too aggressive. As though, oh, I sell them all the time and I'm fed up dealing with time wasters, so I'm going to... They've probably only ever sold one. You know, they've probably only ever done it once, if they're that aggressive. If they sell them all the time, it's customer facing. You're not aggressive to your customers. It's not how you sell things. If they're aggressive, it means they cocked up and they're trying to get their money back, but they don't want to attract the people who know that it's naff. But no, when it does come to getting a project car, if it's your dream car or something, always be wary, because the moment you go and see it, the moment you're sitting in it, you're smelling it, you may be hearing it if it's drivable, you're everything, it's everything, isn't it? It's right there. It might even be in the colour you want, but if it's a resto project, are you going to need a respray? You know, just because it's in the colour you want, you know, it could be 4 bits, you know, 4 different tones of rust and a bit of original green. If it's a green car you want, you might go, woo! But you're going to have to strip it down and repaint it. So don't worry about the colour, you can do it to any car. But it is that kind of, you go out, you get it, and it's like, ah, I'm in it, ooh, I could own this, here's the money. Then you get home and you're like, how am I going to convince the missus to let me get a mortgage to do the car? But anyway, it's just something that's been bugging, because I've actually been going through it today whilst I was at Norwich. I nearly said the company then. But whilst I was at Norwich, and I just saw a couple of adverts, and I was like, oh, they are so dodgy. But again, if you're looking for a barn find, the clue's in the name, it's a barn find. If there's a photo of it in a hedgerow, guess what it's not? It's not a barn find. It's a hedgerow find. Oh, it's been sat for 12 years, the hedgerow's grown through it. Yeah, you ain't saving that one. You can try, but you're not saving it. But anyway, I've droned on for long enough today, I think. So, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, share about, do whatever it is you usually do. I'll see you in the next one, which is tomorrow. I do have a shift, and I have got to go to Wellingborough. So I'll finish off my break and then sod off. So thanks for watching, guys, and I shall see you next time.